Welcome children. Today I will take a topic in science for class 8th. As far as the syllabus is concerned, the syllabus of the state and that of CBSE are one and the same. If you learn about natural resources under the state curriculum, in CBSE too, the first chapter will be natural resources. So that doesn't make any difference. But what I wanted to tell you is a different aspect. I have taken this topic as a key topic for children who learn science and children who learn about environment and social sciences. The topic is natural resources. As the topic goes on unfolding, you will learn a lot of things. This lesson I am delivering today is not just for 8th standard children. No doubt they are at the epicenter. But it is for all children starting from class 5th to 10th. All the children in this age group or studying in these grades have to take this particular lesson from an angle which proves that the topic in itself is very important. As citizens of the country, as members of the society, as a part of this global arrangement, we have to know how relevant is nature with regard to our existence. We cannot exist all alone, can we? Without air, you cannot live for more than 1 minute. Without water, you may not be able to survive for more than 2 days. Without food, no, you can't exist for more than 15 or 20 days. We go hungry, then ultimately we breathe our last. Look around us. The animals around us, the plants around us, the water, the air, the sun, the moon. Think for a while. Each and every object in the environment around us plays a very key role as far as our existence is concerned. That is the reason why I tell you, don't study because it is a part of your syllabus for the examination. As a good citizen, as a responsible citizen, as somebody who loves his surroundings very much, you ought to pay attention to this topic and study it in depth. I too will attend to this lesson and the concepts in such a way that we find out our relation with all these objects around us. So the topic I have taken today is natural resources. This will come to you in 3 videos. So this is the first video now. Here we try to know about the natural resources in a nutshell. In the second and the third, we go into the details. Let's know what natural resources are. Whatever resources are there around us that enable us to live, thrive, survive, exist, they are all resources. They are all natural resources. It may be soil, it may be water, it may be air, it may be the wild animals in the forest and the greenery around us, the sun, the planets, moon, everything, whatever is there around us, they all enable us to survive on the earth. Never think that we don't have an association with all these. The day all plants perish, we will not be there at all. The day all plants perish, oxygen will not get liberated by plants. When there is no oxygen in the atmosphere, our survival will be at stake. we will not be able to exist at all. See, what a relation. Every time I see a green tree, I always remember it's because of you I survive. Because of you I get oxygen. I am grateful to you. What a key role do you play in nature. Plants, when they prepare food in the presence of sunlight, what gas do they take in? For photosynthesis, they need carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the gas we leave out as we breathe. And that carbon dioxide is required by the plant world to prepare food. They take it in through the stomata in the leaves. They prepare food. As they prepare food, they give out oxygen. The lifesaver for the animals. Without oxygen, we cannot live. So from where does the oxygen come? Oxygen is sent by plants. In turn, they take the carbon dioxide we leave. What an understanding. What a well said system. Okay, let us go into the chart details now. Natural resources. I told you. We are divided into two parts. Living resources and non-living resources. You have learned right from lower classes what are living and what are non-living. Those which grow, those that breathe, those that excrete, those that have cells, those that reproduce, they are all living beings. A table, wooden table, it won't do anything, it's non-living. Does it grow? Does it breathe? Does it need any food for survival? Does it reproduce? Tomorrow morning as you come by the side of the table, two small baby tables are there. You see at any time? No. So it's very simple to distinguish between the living and the non-living. There are a dozen characteristics that make us distinguish the living from the non-living. The wall is non-living, table is non-living, soil is non-living, water is non-living. The planets, the sun, the satellites, they are all non-living. The machines man has built up, they are all non-living. The bus, the vehicles, they are non-living. The living creatures, plants or animals, they are nature's creation. Nature has given life to them. The way they behave, the way they act, the way they grow, thousands of cells in the bodies, they reproduce, multiply, everything is something wonderful. A cat gives birth to kitten. A dog gives birth to puppies. A mango tree will produce only mangoes, not coconuts. A coconut tree produces coconuts. See what an arrangement in nature, what a system. We always feel proud and we go on patting our own back saying we have created that, this. Who created the earth? Who created the solar system? This great universe and everything going in a systematic way. Where are we in front of them? It's a mega creation. Something wonderful, amazing, awful. Okay. Living resources, you can divide them into, here examples are given. Forests. All the greenery what we have, you can bring it under that. Mainly the forests. Forests are diminishing today. Forests are being cut. Trees are being felled. And man is building constructions, industries. He is building cities. He needs land for agriculture. He has to build roads. For communication facilities, he has to cut trees. Railway tracks have to be laid. He cuts trees. He destroys the forests. Whatever forests we had, say about 200 years ago, it has got brought down to 1/4 now. 80% of the world was covered by forests about 150, 200 years ago. 80%. Today, that 80% has come down to 20%. How many times has it come down? It has come down to 1/4. We have a quarter of the forest that existed about 200 years ago. Till then, no one destroyed them. But once man developed science, population went on increasing, and he wanted to create a world of his own. He started felling trees, he started cutting forests, and today the situation what we see, you might have seen in papers, elders saying, scientists saying, environmentalists saying, ecologists saying, see, you have cut forests. So seasons have got disturbed, nature has got disturbed, rainfall has got disturbed, temperature is increasing, the world is becoming a hot place now to live. The icebergs in the polar regions are melting. Sea levels are rising. We do not know what would happen after 20 years or 30 years. The world is facing a very difficult situation. All that we will be learning in this chapter. I have just given a sample of information. Very interesting. These things to know, it's very interesting. Thereby, you, the younger generation, can behave in a more responsible way and enable the earth to survive for a longer period. A longer period. Forget about the generations that are passed on. You, the younger generation, have to be more responsible. You should understand what things are. Self should not be given the needed that importance what your forefathers gave. Now, we have to give importance to nature, existence, survival, a kind of balance with the greenery. All these are issues, major issues. All these will come banging on our doors and tell you, man, you have destroyed the universe. Now you suffer. Suffer, the fate is here. It's your fate. So you have forests. When you have forests, you have wildlife there. A diverse wildlife we have in the forest. They all play a key role. Some may ask, why do you require elephants? Why do you require lions? Why do you require tigers? Why do you require deer? Go on saying like that, nothing will remain ultimately. It's all a balance. You need the animal world, you need the plant world. I told you, this diverse form of nature is the magic that nature has created. They are all dependent on one another. We are all dependent on each other. No one can live in isolation. No one can live in isolation. I repeat this sentence. I cannot live for myself. The rice and wheat I get from farmers. The books I read, I get from the press, and so many intellectuals write and publish them. The TV I see right from Roynton, jailbird. The research went on, and today we have that wonderful set, recreational set, the television, the communication, building construction, everything. It is a contribution of lakhs and millions of scientists all over the world. That's how I am in a position to live happily today. Should I not be grateful to all of them? I should be grateful to all non-living beings and living beings, and those humans who have done extraordinary service to the mankind. So, living resources mainly, you have animals on one side, forests on the other, greenery on the other, and you have the wildlife. What do we get? Some examples. If you see, from forest we get timber. From timber we make all furniture. Millions of cubic feet of timber we get from forests. Wildlife, leather. We say leather, leather, leather chappals, leather belts, leather dress. From where do we get? We get them from animals. Okay, that's about the living resources or the living faculty in this world. Now we will come to the non-living part. They play a still major role. You see, we can divide them into renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Very simple words. What is renewing? Making something new is renew. You have something old, you repair it, rectify it, paint it, and you say, I made it new. Don't you say? An old cupboard was there in the house, you repair it. A plank had gone, you tell the carpenter to fix the plank. Then you apply French polish, make it look neat, oil the hinges, if it will be ready, you keep it in key place saying, this is from my grandfather's time, my grandfather got it done, I have made it become a new one, I have renewed it. Instead of throwing it, I have got it renewed. It's a new one, a new piece of furniture. Renew. Always it's new, but you have given a new lease of life to it. You have renewed it. So renewable resources, what resources they are? Those which can be made new, those which you can get once again, those which you can get replenished. You can replenish. You use paper. What do you do after you use paper? You keep them all on one side and send it as old paper to those who collect. What do they do? It may be a bundle of newspapers. They send it to the paper industry. They again get it renewed. The old paper bundles, they were renewed. Again you get them in the form of notebooks now. When you want to purchase a notebook, you go and purchase. It may be the same notebook which you had discarded then. Now they get renewed, replenished, and with the new cover they come to you. Plastic. You can renew plastic. We don't throw plastic. What do? We keep all the plastic collected on one corner and we send it back to the market. It goes, gets renewed, comes in the form of buckets, this again comes getting sold out in the market. Did you understand what is getting replenished? Even when we have lost all our energy, you played for 2 hours continuously, you cannot play even for another 5 minutes now. What do? You will go have some biscuits, have a glass of milk, sit for a while, then you say, I am ready for another game. What happened? You got replenished with energy. You got renewed. You have got yourself renewed. At night by 10 o'clock or 10:30 you get tired. What do? You go and sleep. You say, I am getting sleepy. In the morning as you get up with a new lease of energy. You get replenished. The energy gets replenished. You take food. So an important word. Don't just keep these words aside saying, oh, it's a new word, I don't want to learn. With whatever words I knew, I will manage. Don't do that. These are all beautiful words which make your vocabulary rich. They make your vocabulary rich. You grow. As you grow, your vocabulary too should grow. So, renewable resources are called as those which get replenished. Now, let us see what they are. Under that, you have 2 types again. One is inexhaustible. What is inexhaustible? That which do not get exhausted is inexhaustible. An example, sunlight. Use the sunlight. Will anyone tell you don't use the sunlight? It will all get over. There is no such question. Sunlight is available in plenty. Use it. Enjoy it. See, continuously it is available for use. It won't get exhausted. It is inexhaustible. You have exhaust fan in the house. In the kitchen, usually you will have an exhaust fan. What does that fan do? Whatever hot air is there inside the kitchen, it takes everything in, sends it out. Once you switch on the exhaust fan, the kitchen cools down. That is the exhaust fan. What does an exhaust fan do? It exhausts the hot air collected inside the kitchen. Almost all houses will have an exhaust fan in the kitchen, because kitchen is a place where there will be hot gases. You cannot work for long hours. You will get an exhaust fan there. So the hot air gets exhausted. Here you can't exhaust. Sunlight can't be exhausted. Inexhaustible. Inexhaustible. Continuously it is available for use. Air is also like that. It's inexhaustible. Water is inexhaustible. Under certain circumstances, water can become something exhaustible even. We will discuss about that later. See, solar energy, wind. These two are very good examples. Solar energy will never get exhausted. Use it. Wind, it doesn't get exhausted. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. 8 billion people. Added to that, billions and billions of organisms, they survive, they live, taking in the oxygen in the air. It doesn't get exhausted. Provided the plant world is also there, thick greenery is there all around, they say. Okay. Solar energy, wind. These two are inexhaustible examples in nature. Let us say exhaustible. What are exhaustible? See, they get depleted by continuous use. You use, they get depleted. For example, wildlife. We all know we should not kill wildlife. We all know wildlife are very important for the survival of earth. But there are people who kill wildlife. Why do they kill? For the ivory of the elephants, they kill elephants. For the horns of rhinoceros, they kill rhinoceros. For the fur of the tigers, tigers are killed. What a sorry state of affairs. Snakes are caught and killed in order to get leather for making purses. Man, to tell, is a selfish animal. He is ready to do anything in order to see that he is happy, he gets money, he survives. He is not concerned about other animals. Man is a horrid creature on the earth. Sometimes we are compelled to say that. Here, wildlife, forests. We go on destroying forests, I told you, to build our civilization, to build cities, to have sites, to construct a building, we destroy forests. To construct a city, we destroy the forest. See, they get depleted by continuous use. If you go on cutting the forests, then definitely trees, number of trees will dwindle and seasons get disturbed. So, inexhaustible, exhaustible. Now we will go to the other part. Renewable resources we thought of. Non-renewable resources, they do not get replenished. Nature has made them, but if you go on utilizing, where will there be minerals? What are minerals? naturally found substances are minerals. They are not man-made. Gold, silver, copper, iron, aluminium. See, these are all minerals. Minerals. We go on digging the earth. We do mining. Through mining, we get minerals. We utilize them. If the mining goes on continuously without any halt, stoppage, then minerals will get over inside earth. There won't be minerals one day. That's why we call they are naturally found substances which cannot be replenished. Once used, they are over. They are over. On the other side, you have fossil fuels. Another important example. Any amount of explanation being given about fossil fuels will be insufficient from my angle. Fossil fuels are mainly three. One is coal, the other is petroleum, the third is natural gas. I repeat, children, coal, second one is petroleum, third one is natural gas. All these three are naturally available to us. But as we go on exhausting them, they do not get replenished. Whatever we have used, it won't get filled up again. Once used, is used forever. You don't have it there. Now, we are consuming coal in large proportions. We are consuming petrol. Vehicles on roads, they run with petrol or natural gas. Either we have to use petroleum or natural gas. The petrol or coal or natural gas, all these have got formed millions and billions of years ago. In the Carboniferous period, we won't study about those. But remember, they have not got formed in the last 50 or 100 years. They have got formed millions to billions of years ago. Man was not there on this planet then. Such mighty trees were growing. And those trees, when they got submerged, they went under soil. Because of the heat there, the pressure there, they slowly got transformed into fossils. Those fossils we use as coal today. Petroleum, that too got formed then from microorganisms or maybe from the plant world. And the gas that got collected within the earth, that we take out as natural gas, we fill them into cylinders and use. All these, as we go on using, they get used up. They get exhausted. They don't get replenished. They don't get formed again. You can grow trees. I told you, forests are getting destroyed. There's a way out. If we all feel that we have to get back the forest world as it was 1,000 years ago, we all can try. What should we do? We have to sow more number of seeds. We have to grow them. We have to grow greenery everywhere where there is space. Grow greenery. Nice. But if you go on cutting them, they get destroyed. Forests get destroyed. If you want to bring them back to life, you can plant them, plant seedlings or put seeds and grow them. So, minerals and fossil fuels, they are non-renewable resources. I have given a picture of the natural resources. We end up here. We meet in the next video. Thank you.